completely. How much time will Y alone take to fill the tank completely? Right, let's go for units method. We have three pipes, X, Y, and then the outlet, right? That is Z. X takes 3 hours to fill the tank and Y takes 4 hours to fill the tank. So number of units, come on, 12 units. X can complete 12 units in 3 hours. So now per hour X can fill 4 units and Y can fill 3 units. When X and Z were there, it took 4 hours to fill 12 units. So per hour 3 units. X alone can give 4 units and X plus Y can give 3 units. So Z, the capacity of Z is, which is outlet, so it takes 1 unit per hour. When Y and Z are there, Y and Z together can do 2 units per hour to fill the tank completely. To fill 12 units, the time taken by Y and Z is 6 hours. Come on. X alone takes 3 hours, Y alone takes 4 hours, Z takes some A number of hours, X and then Z takes 4 hours. Number 3 and 4 take LCM, treated as total work. X can fill 12 units in 3 hours, so per hour 4 units. Y alone fills 12 units in 4 hours, per hour 3 units. X and Y can fill 12 units in 4 hours, so per hour they do 3 units of work. Out of 3 units, X alone does 4 units, so Z is the outlet pipe which empties 1 unit per hour. Now Y and Z work together. If Y and Z work together, Y gives 3 units positive work and Z 1 unit negative work. Together 2 units. To fill 2 units they need 1 hour. To fill total number of units, 12 units, how much is time taken? Next, 32. Respective ratio between the total number of villagers in ratio between number of villagers in village A and then in village B is 8:9. In village B, out of the total number of villagers, 7/12 are males, okay, out of which 70% are literates and the remaining 315 are illiterates. What is the total number of villagers in village A? Right, number ratio is given as 8:9. So in village A you have 8 parts and village B 9 parts. So total number of villagers from village A is going to be 8 parts. So which is a multiple of 8. You have more than one answer. So you have to do it. Now you have some information about village B. Total number of villagers in village A is 8 parts and from village B 9 parts. And look at the other information. Out of this, 7/12 are male population and out of male 70% are literates and the remaining 315 are illiterates. If 70% are literates, what about remaining people? 30%. So they said 30% is equal to 315, right? So total male in the sense 100%. 30 how many times is 315? 10.5 times. 10.5 times of 100 is 1050. So total male are 1050. Total male in the sense 7 parts out of 12 parts. So you are given 7 parts. 7 parts is equal to 1050. Total number of people in the sense 12 parts. 12 parts is equal to how much? This is what you need to calculate. 7 15 times and then into 10. 12 15 times 180 and then 0. So total number of people are 1800. So 9 parts is equal to 1800. 8 parts is equal to how much? 9 200 times 8 200 times is how much? 1600. క్లారిటీ మిస్ అవుతుందని ఇందాక చెప్పా, అది జూమ్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఆటో ఫోకస్ ఉంటుంది, ఆటో ఫోకస్లో పెట్టుకో, మీకు మాన్యువల్ రాదు, మాన్యువల్ రాదు, ఆటో ఫోకస్లో పెట్టుకో. నెక్స్ట్ 33. Ellie and Dex are traveling from point A to B, which are 360 kilometers apart. Traveling at certain speed, Ellie takes 30 minutes less than Dex to reach point B. Okay. If Ellie doubles her speed, she will take 2 hours 30 minutes less than Dex to reach the point B. At what speed was Ellie driving from point A to B? Right. So better I'll go for answer to question. You're asked about Ellie's speed. Total distance is 360. So we have two persons, they need to travel 360 kilometers. If Ellie traveling at certain speed, Ellie takes 30 minutes less time than Dex to reach the point B. So if Ellie takes x hours, then Dex takes x minus half hour. Minutes, right? Half an hour. With a speed sum, yes. If Ellie doubles her speed, traveling with 2s speed, if Ellie takes x by 2 hours, Dex takes, see when speed doubles, time will be half, right? Yes or no? Right. Next, Dex she will take 2 hours 30 minutes less than Dex. So Dex will be taking x by 2 plus 2.5. Right. Ellie takes half an hour less, right? So that will be x plus half only. Right. Now you're asked about time taken by, you're asked about speed of Ellie. Now what is your first option? Let me just substitute values here. First option 90. So moving with 90 km per hour, Ellie takes 4 hours to reach destination. Moving with 180 km per hour, she takes 2 hours to reach destination. If Ellie takes 4 hours, Dex will be taking 4.5 hours, which is 9 by 2 hours. 9 by 2 hours, right? So to cover 360 kilometers with a speed 9 by 2, the time taken by Dex will be equal to, speed of the Dex will be equal to, how much is that? 80 kilometer per hour. Wait a minute, something is missing. The answer. Answer is there. Moving with 80 km per hour. అక్కడ 2 hours అంటే అక్కడ 2.5 hours అవుతుంది. 2 hours తగ్గింది కాబట్టి 2 hours పెరుగుతుంది. ఇదేనంతే కదా. Answer is this one only, right? సరే మీకు అర్థం కాలేదు కదా. You don't need all these things, I'll tell you. We have two persons, Ellie and then Dex. With speed s kilometer per hour, LE takes, let's say, x hours time. Dex will take x plus half an hour. With twice of her speed, if LE maintains 2s speed, LE takes x by 2 hours. And now Dex takes x plus 2.5 hours. X plus 2.5 hours. What is difference here? Time difference? What is time difference here? Wait, what is time difference in first case? What is time difference in second case? What is difference between these two? Right. So if the difference is 2 hours, here x by 2 value is 2 and x value is 4, and to reach 360 kilometers, LE takes 4 hours, speed becomes 90 kilometers per hour. Because time difference between these two should be same every time, right? So difference is 2 hours, so in the second case it takes x by 2 value is 2. So x becomes 4. With 4 hours, in 4 hours if LE covers 360 kilometers, speed of LE becomes 90 kilometers per hour. That's it. Or else you can verify it from options, like we did first case. Next 34. A sold an article for 7,600 and incurred a loss. Had he sold the article at 10,400, his gain would have been triple the amount of loss that he incurred. At what price should he sell the article so as to earn 10% profit? 10% profit in the sense you have to sell it for 110%, answer should be 11 multiple. How many 11 multiples are there? First one is 11 multiple, second one is also 11 multiple, so you have to do it. Answer should be 11 multiple because you are trying to calculate 110%. You have more than one option, so you are forced to do it. Now, come on. We have two values, 7,600 and then 10,400. By selling it for 7,600, he made loss. Let's say we have X rupees loss here. By selling it for 10,400, his gain would have been triple the amount of loss that he already got. So loss already is X, profit becomes 3X. Difference between these two numbers is, these two numbers is 2,800. Difference between minus X and then 3X is 4X. So if 4X is equal to 2,800, X is equal to 700. By selling it for 7,600, he made a loss of 700 rupees. In that case, cost price becomes, come on, tell me. By selling it for 7,600, he made 700 rupees loss. Cost price becomes 8,300 and you are expecting a profit of 10%. 10% of this number is 830. Then selling price becomes 9,130, 9130. Next 35. The respective ratio between the speed of the boat upstream and the speed of the boat downstream is 7:9. Right. What is the speed of the boat in still water if it covers 48 kilometers downstream in 2 hours 40 minutes? 2 hours 40 minutes. Let me calculate speed in terms of kilometer per hour. So 2 hours 40 minutes. Let me write 40 minutes as 2 by 3. In the sense 2 by 3. 2 by 3 in the sense 8 by 3. So downstream speed becomes, in 2 by 3 hours it covered how much distance? Where is this question? 35. 48 kilometers. Downstream speed becomes 48 by time taken 2 by 3 here, which is 8 by 3. Let me write 8 by 3 denominator, in denominator comes to numerator. 8 how many times? 6 3s 18 kilometer per hour. Downstream speed becomes 18 km per hour. Now you are given ratio between upstream and then downstream. From the ratio, how much is upstream? 7 parts. Downstream, 9 parts. So 9 parts is equal to 18 kilometer per hour, but you're asked to calculate speed of the man in still water, speed of the boat in still water, or speed of the man in still water. When you have upstream and downstream, how do you get man speed? Average. 7 parts and 9 parts. What is average? 8 parts. If 9 parts is equal to 18, 8 parts is equal to how much? 16 kilometer per hour. Right? So for this question you even need not to calculate this also. What is upstream from the ratio? 7 parts. Downstream from the ratio, what is man speed? 8 parts. Should be a multiple of 8. How many are there? How many 8 multiples are there in options? That itself is your answer, right? Right? Need not to calculate this. 36. At present the respective ratio between the ages of A and B is 2:9, and that between A and Z is 1:5. So 1:5 I can write it as 2:10 also. In that case, respective ratio between A, B, C becomes 2:9:10. 2:9:10. Next. Hey. Right. 4 years ago, the sum of ages of ABC was 72 years. 4 years back, sum of ages of ABC given as 72. If you want to calculate percentage, sum of their percentages, for every person you need to add 4 years. As you have 3 persons, you need to add 12 years. 72 plus 12, 84. So sum of their ages is given as 84 years. And percentage is 2 parts, for B it is 9 parts, and for C it is 10 parts. Total number of parts, 21 parts. 21 parts is equal to 84 years. What is your question? Find the percentage of C. C's percentage is 10 parts. 10 parts is equal to how much? 21 4 times. 10 4 times 40 years. Next, 37. Sum invested in scheme B is 2.5 times the sum invested in scheme A. Right. Investment in scheme A is made for 7 years at 6% per annum simple interest. So you will get 42% interest from scheme A. In scheme B for 5 years at 8% per annum simple interest. So from scheme B you will get 40%. The total interest earned from both the schemes is 2,840. How much was invested in scheme A? Right. Next. So let's say we have invested 100% in scheme A and in scheme B 250%, because investment in scheme B is 2.5 times of investment in scheme A. Are you getting my point? From scheme A you are getting 42% interest. 42% of 100 is 42 only. Right. Next, from scheme B you are getting 40% interest. 40% of principal 250 is 100. So total interest obtained in terms of percentage is 142%, and which is equal to 2840. You are asked to calculate how much was invested in scheme A. Scheme A we have invested 100%. 100% is equal to how much? 142 20 times. 142 2 times and then 0. In this sense 20 times. 120 times is 2000. ఆటో ఫోకస్లో ఉందా? షూర్. The sum of radius and height of a cylinder, radius, height, cylinder. What is your question? The total surface area of the cylinder is volume of the cylinder. Volume 11 multiple. No. 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 Last option. Fifth option answer. He asked about volume, right? Volume of a cylinder has pi, right? Pi and something, I don't know. I don't want it also. Pi in the sense 22 by 7 into something you have. So whatever the other values that we have, that we are going to cancel it with 7. After that you are left with some number, and then I need to multiply it with 22. 22 is 11 multiple. If a number is 22 multiple, then it should be a multiple of 11 also. How many 11 multiples are there? There is only one 11 multiple. Fifth option is my final answer. చేశారు ఎవరన్నా? ఎవరు చేశారు? చేసావా? ఎంత వచ్చిందమ్మా? సేమ్ ఆన్సరేనా అక్క? చేయలేదా? ఇక్కడ ఎవరు చేయెత్తినారు? 2002 రైట్. కమాన్. ఎట్లా చేశారు? ఫార్ములా. Remember, wherever you have pi, wherever pi is included, just go for 11 multiple. Not only this question, any question, if pi is included, just go for 11 multiple. That's it. Okay? If you have more than one option, then you have to do it. If you have only one, then you need not to touch the question also. Next. A bag contains 7 red balls. So, basic problem is I don't know formula. Basic problem is I don't know formula. Really I am telling you, I don't know formula. Formula తెలియదు కాబట్టి షార్ట్ కట్ ఎత్తుకున్నా. పైలో 22 ఉంది, 22 మల్టిపుల్ 11 మల్టిపుల్, అదొక్కటే నాకు తెలుసు. ఇంకా నాకు ఫార్ములాలు ఏమీ తెలియదు. పై ఉందా 11 మల్టిపుల్, దట్స్ ఇట్. బ్లైండ్గా ఫిక్స్ అయ్యా. అర్థమైందా? నెక్స్ట్. అమ్మా ఏదో నోట్లోంచి వస్తుంది కానీ బయటికి రావట్లా. కనీసం ఆ వేణు అంటారు తెలుసు కదా, దాన్ని ఏమంటారు? ఫ్లూటు. ఫ్లూట్లో నుంచి అన్నా కానీ కొద్దిగా గాలి వస్తుందేమో, కానీ మీ నోట్లోంచి మాత్రం వాయిస్ మాత్రం బయటికి రాదు. గట్టిగా అన్ని 11 మల్టిపుల్స్ ఉంటే నీ నోటి సెలవు వల్ల ఇప్పుడు దాకా రాలా. ఇప్పుడు వస్తే ఈసారి ఆలోచిద్దాం. ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేసి అదే మాట్లాడుతున్నారని. ఎవరికన్నా మగవాళ్ళకి వచ్చిందా ఈ డౌటు? మగవాళ్ళకి వచ్చిందా డౌటు? ఎందుకో తెలియదు, ఆడవాళ్ళకే వస్తాయి ఇట్లాంటి డౌట్లు. అనుమానం ముందు పుట్టి తర్వాత వీళ్ళు పుట్టారా, వీళ్ళు ముందు పుట్టి తర్వాత అనుమానం పుట్టిందా అనేది పెద్ద బిగ్గెస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. అది ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది అంటే కోడి ముందా గుడ్డి ముందా అంటే చూడండి, అలాంటిది అనమాట ఇది కూడా. ఎవరు ఆన్సర్ చేయలేదు ఈ భూప్రపంచం మీద. రైట్. కమాన్. ఏ బ్యాగ్ కంటైన్స్ 7 red balls and 2 yellow balls and 6 pink balls. Total how many balls we have? 15 balls. If 2 balls are drawn at random from the bag, one after another, right? What is the probability that the first ball is red and the second ball is pink? So out of 15 balls, first you need red ball. Yes or no? Right. In how many ways you can select that? 7 by 15. 7C1 by 15C1. Now how many balls you have? 14 balls. Out of 14 balls, which ball you want? Second ball should be pink. How many pink balls we have? 6. 6C1 by 14C1. Right. 7 how many times? 2 times. 3 2 times. 5 times. 2 to cancel. 1 by 5. 40. A and B started a business with initial investments in the ratio 2:5. After 4 months from the start of the business, C joined. After 4 months from the beginning. And the respective ratio between the investments of B and C is 2:1. If the annual profit earned by them was 6,500, what was the difference between B's share and then C's share in the profit? Right. So, A investment to B investment. What is ratio here given? 2:5. And B investment to C investment ratio is given as 2:1. So, I want even number here. So let me multiply this with 2. This becomes 4:10. Let me multiply this with 5. So this becomes 10:5. So final ratio becomes 4:10:5. These are investment ratios. A and B started business. C joined after 4 months. So out of B, A and B, no one left, right? No. So A invested 4 parts for 12 months. B invested 10 parts for 12 months. C invested 5 parts for only 8 months. Because he joined after 4 months, he will be there for only 8 months. Cancellation with 4, 3 times, 2 times. Again everywhere you have even number, 2, 5, 6. So final ratio becomes 6 is 2, 15 is 2, 5. Total how many parts? 26 parts. Total profit is 26 parts. Difference between B's and C's share is 10 parts. You need to calculate 10 parts. And total profit is given as 6,500. 10 parts is equal to how much? Divided by 2? Divided by 2? Into 5? Into 100. Okay? Apply the same. Divided by 2? Into 5? 25 into 100. 2,500. Okay? Next 41 to 45? 40? 43. Marchesi. The total number of employees in company E was 3 times of total number of employees in company B. E is 3 times of employees in company B. Next, if the difference between number of arts graduate employees in company B and that of in company E was 495. What was the total number of employees in company B? You are asked about number of employees in company B. Right. So let me first fill the gap. If this is 35%, this is 35%, the remaining is 30%. Okay? And for E, we have 40% there. Come on. Let me treat number of employees in company B as 100%. Number of employees in company E becomes 300%. You are given difference of what? Difference of arts graduate. How many arts graduates are there in terms of percentage from B? 30%. 30% of what? 100 is 30. Next, in company E we have 40%. 40% of what? 300. 40% of 300 is 120. Earlier we got it as 30. What is difference in terms of percentage? 90%. And that 90% is given as 495. You are asked about number of employees in company B, which is 100%. 100% is equal to how much? Which is, you just need to add 1/9 value here. What about 1/9 of this? 1/9 of this? 10. You add 10 here, you will get 100. So take 1/9 here also. 1/9. Come on. 5 times. Again 5 times. 495 plus 55, 550. Clear? Next, any other question? 41 to 45. Are you sure? 40? 45. Getting the answer is not important. You should understand this. If the respective ratio between number of science graduate employees and commerce graduate employees in company C is 5:6. What was the number of commerce graduate employees in company C? Commerce graduate employees. 5:6. 6 multiple. More than 1. You have to do it. Come on. So with respect to company C, you are given arts graduate in terms of percentage. How much is that? 45. Other remaining percentage is 55%. Now 55% is divided among 11 parts, divided into 11 parts. Each part is 5 parts. You are asked about commerce candidates, right? So which is 6 parts. One part is 5%, 6 parts is 30%. I think you are asked to calculate 30% value. Yes or no? 30% of this number. What is 10%? 78. 10% is 78. You need to calculate 30%, which is 78 into 3. For time being, let's make it 80. 83 times 240. If it is 80, answer is 240 only. But this is 2 less than 80. So hence you need to subtract 2 3 times, which is 6. Answer 234. 234. Next. Any other question? Next, 46 to 50. Quadratic, no issue. 51 to 55. No. Anyone? 50? 51 no. 52. వస్తున్నా ఎవరే అట్లా అరుస్తుంది? సాటి మగవాడిని కూడా చూడకుండా. What is here? I think this next one is 11 and 12. This is into 1 plus 1. This is very clear. This is into 1 and a half. 12 1 and a half times is 18 plus 1 and a half. Next would be into 2 plus 2. Obviously this will be into half plus half. This one is into 2 plus 2 into 2 and a half plus 2 and a half. That's it. వస్తున్నానమ్మా 51. ఇందాక ఎవరు అడిగారు? I think difference. No, alternate I think. ఆగండి అక్క, మీరు ఆగండి, మీరు మీ దుంపదేగా ఊరికే తొందర ఎక్కువ మీకు. ట్రై చేయనివ్వండి నన్ను. దిస్ ఈజ్ 27. పర్ఫెక్ట్. హౌ మచ్ ఈస్ ది డిఫరెన్స్? 30, 33, 37. How much is difference here? 17 to 19. Antena? Minus 19 only, right? Next numbers. Minus 29 should be 30. 68, 69. 269 unda? Ledu. Need to change my logic. Come on, difference. How much is difference here? Minus 2 plus 9 minus 28 plus 65. 1 cube plus 1, 2 cube plus 1, 3 cube plus 1, 4 cube plus 1, 5 cube plus 1, 126. Plus minus alternative, so it should be minus. Next, any other question? Number series 54. Into 1 plus 1, into 2 plus 2, into 3 plus 3, into 4 plus 4, into 5 plus 5. Right? Next, any other question? Okay. Come on, 56. Approximations, right? Comfortably you can treat this number as? First let me calculate this. Divide it by 5. You can treat it as 625, which is 5 to the power of 4. 5 power 4 by 5, 5 cube, which is 125. This value is 125, entire value. 125, and then this I can write as 3,848. 48, 52, 100. 3,900 plus 3,000. 4,200. 4,300. 25. 4,325. First option. Under root 576. 24 square. 24 into 8. I can write 24 as 3 into 8. 8 square. 64 3 times. 192. Okay? Right. This is 192, and to this I need to add 448. Take 8 from here and add here, it becomes 200, and 440, 640 answer. So come on, this is 60 into 15 times. 15 times in the sense 10 times plus half of it. 10 times is 600, half of 600 is 300, total 900. 900 plus 200. 1100 plus 300. 1400. And this is 18. Keep 1400 aside. 18 and then 32. 1832, 50. Answer 1450. Come on, 59. Let me write this number as 630 divided by 45 into 560 divided by 40. This is equal to what square? Come on. 0, 0 cancel. 4 how many times? 14 times. Wait. 9, 5 times, 9, 70 times, 5, 14 times, huh? 14 5 7. 70, correct. 14 square. X is equal to 14. Next, right hand side we have 426. Take this value to right hand side, this becomes minus. This is 25% of 260. 260, 25% is half, again half. Half of 260, 130. Again half, 65. Subtract 65 from this number, and that will be X percent of 481. Subtract 100, add 35. Subtract 100, add 35. 61. 61. Wait a minute. Can I treat this number as 480? Can I treat this number as 360? 360 is 3/4 of this number, right? Yes or no? 3/4 in the sense what percent? 75%. See, this is 124 times and this is 123 times. 360 is 3/4 of this number. 3/4 is 75%. Enough. Next, 61 to 65. 60. 65. Number of belts of L, M, N brand sold in town D and E in 6 different months. Okay. 65. Number of belts sold in town D in December was, right, December, that is not given. December was 10% less than the number of belts sold in the same town in November. In November, number of belts sold in November for town D, this one, how much is this? 180. So this is 10% less than 180. From 180 you need to subtract 18. So that becomes 162. This is in town D in December. What is the respective ratio between the number of belts sold in December and those sold in October in the same town? Right. In October, how many we have? 120. 120. So you are asked about ratio between December to October, which is 162 to 120. Cancellation with only, wait, 6 I think. Cancellation with 6. 6 how many times? 6 27 times. 6 20 times. 27 is to 20. Fourth option. See, both are even numbers and both are divisible by 3. So should be divisible by 6. Any other question? Sure? Next. 21? Next. 2002. Right. Let's say these are your numbers. If a number is divisible by, okay, sorry, start chesavuga. If a number is divisible by 11 or not, take alternate numbers sum. How much is first alternate? 4. And next? Difference is, if that number of alternate sum is either 0 or 11 multiple, the number is divisible by 11. So here it is 8, but second alternate 9, difference is 1. That difference should be either 0 or 11 multiple. So here it is 3 and 9, difference is 6. 10, 5, difference is 5. 2, 2, difference is 0. So its number is divisible by 11. For divisibility rule for 3 and 9, sum should be divisible by 3, then 3 multiple. 3, 12. Yeah, you have to check 3 rule and then 4 rule. Write your number as product of prime numbers, co-prime numbers. Product of co-prime numbers, and then verify. So 12 can be written as 3 into 4, where 3 and 4 are co-prime numbers. So divisibility rule for 3 and 4 applies. Okay.